Right, YouTube. We have Attacking Soul Esports DRX summary. Hopefully I can do this relatively fast. I wanted to show the pistol. I thought the pistol was a good indication of what we kind of saw in the game itself. A lot of fast kills going the way of Attacking Soul, and just a good mix-up of multiple rounds from DRX. On this one, they decided to do just a straight fast exec, but then later you see them go back to their normal playstyle, map control, and then like methodical sight hit. And they also started to throw some contact play in there as well. So I'm enjoying these kind of rounds that maybe they've added and mixed up their playstyle since Foxy's been in. And I thought this round itself was just a good example of what we can expect from Attacking Soul. Just some individual plays, some nice aim. And they're a team that want to take a lot of angels. They really are. So this was the anti-eco that maybe got a little bit close, maybe a little bit too close for my liking. This is more of just what a normal round you would like to see from DRX. Just slow map control. Stax is stacking some orbs, and we're trying to get an ult online for the first big buy round. We see some good stuff into this. The sight hit's good. It looks like a lot of times they've been nading here, and they did this a lot. They naded default a lot in it. It was a position that Attacking Soul liked to use, so I would imagine it was a good amount of anti that went into this. This right here that we're about to see was definitely what I wanted to talk about, though. This. He sends it in before the smoke or any breach util is used. And these kind of rounds, we saw a lot. It's kind of rounds where it's just individual plays, maybe rounds where they could wait for their teammates to double swing, and instead they just go for individual, some individual duels where it feels like they could just take 2 extra seconds and organize something a bit better. This from DRX was just a good round. They kind of played off the fact that into the split, once they tried to get a Killjoy ult, or one away from a Killjoy, if they had a Killjoy ult, they would always go underpass, or they would get an orb and then go underpass. So Attacking Soul realized this. They try and have an anti for the orb here, but instead they flash over towards B and then just pop contact through the door. I just thought this was sick. Like I was saying earlier as well, just a good amount of playstyle diffs from DRX, and it's just not what I used to associate with DRX. DRX used to be map control, exec, and that was pretty much it. You want to stop them from getting map control because their execs are going to be so good. But we, they've really upped their game of actually changing their style. This round right here was just a cool indication of pretty much how the game went. It was a lot of after plants that just weren't possible to win. The util was always incredible. Mako was always alive getting 3Ks, and that right there was just like what we saw again and again. This round, pretty cool. Buzz 1v2. Another after plant like I was talking about. Yeah, so we're getting to 4-7. It was a relatively dominant half. It really was. I did see some cool stuff, though. I did see some cool stuff from Attacking Soul. More individual micro things. Like this one's really cool. As they're going into the site, they do an ult on underpass, and Bunt goes aggro and actually managed to get some as they're running in. I thought this was really nice. And then this on top of it. Double updraft to stay alive from the Killjoy ult, doesn't get the top corner, and then he gets 2 with a Bucky. I was so impressed with some of this stuff. There was some cool little micro plays that they had where I was just like, damn, this was very impressive. So I liked a lot of the rounds that we saw here. I liked how they handled it. But again, it was more just individual stuff that I was impressed with. I thought this here was by far the best round that I saw from them. They did a good amount of map control. They broke all the util in heaven, the alarm bot, and created pressure with multiple people using multiple util. They realized that Mako had his ult, so if they use the Killjoy ult, they're probably gonna use the breach ult to cancel it. So they create pressure at arcade, they use the ult underpass, and then they instantly pivot over towards the A site. So this by far for me was just the sickest round. They had the lurk in it as well, and honestly everything was just so great here. Yeah, this was by far the best run that I saw from them. So definitely a lot of potential in this team. I was impressed. This right here was a kind of story of the game as well. Mako, just unbelievable. I think he ended on 24. I'll check the stats in a bit. 24 to 12, 24 to 14, something like that. Yeah, so that was the best. That was a lot of how it went with just Mako just individually clutching rounds, saving DRX a good amount of times. This is what I wanted to highlight. So we've just seen the molly that's going to land here. I want everyone to just focus on this and just how pivotal this play was.
They're not faking it either.
You see that? Just a straight up body block headbutt of the molly. So now they can play around heaven. It gets them the kill. And now they can just play off each other. They have so much space. So yeah, I thought this was really impressive from DRX. Definitely did some homework into this one. And yeah, I just loved this round. I just thought it was so cool to see. Just little things like that, just giving them the edge into this. Yeah, and just very impressed with DRX, to be honest with you. I thought this was a very nice game from them, because honestly, Attacking Soul looked really good. This was a weird round, and Attacking Soul took a lot of A controls. They took Sand's control, and then they just held here for a little bit, and they were waiting and ready for this retake. Two of them committed really high sense, so they can turn the flash, and they were ready each time for the flash, because it's DRX, they're obviously going to flash and use util to retake it. So then we're down into a 3v5, so you expect them to win this round, but again, like I said, Attacking Soul got so many fast kills, and then the outcome just went the way of DRX. They just lost so many rounds, but they had the man advantage.
Just like that, they all fall down. It's up to YH. Can he salvage the round? Can he salvage the map? It's a 1v3, no more util to work with. There's a lockdown there. There's one.
Yeah, it's a devastating way to go, but honestly, very impressed with both of the teams on this map. I thought it was really, really cool. Like we said, Mako 24 to 14, 18 assists as well, like real standout for me. His afterplants were just incredible. Also worth noting, like just the amount of fast kills. Like you look at the fast kill differential, it's actually crazy. All of DRX have the same amount of fast kills as just Life on his own. So it kind of explains how these rounds, like I'm saying, with the man advantage just didn't go their way. So something that they can need to, it's something that they need to get better at, is what I'm saying. Then we went over towards Pearl, and this was a little bit more brutal. It really was. This is a great example. I want us to look over towards here. RB, he had 5 of these ults on the attack half. I've never seen anything like it, and a lot of the time it was just DRX just pretty much just abusing the way that the map's made. We get Pearl changes coming in. B is very easy to overwhelm. It's hard to hold the site, and it's hard to retake. This is the bonus coming out for them, and just a good way to get a lot of momentum into this. They're also very good at playing their afterplant like this, right? They know that the plant's good, they turn into the C to make it a better plant, and then they can just play the afterplant and just have the lineups like this. And once you get the plant down, people in these positions, it's just too hard to lose. It really is. So I thought that was impressive, and it was just yeah, one of those spam fest Pearl games. But yeah, just very nicely played from DRX. Just playing the map how it's meant to be. Like there's a lot of things in Valorant that are broken, and they did very good to just exploit it.
Passive postman, someone just shutting down this B push.
This was just, again, like I'm talking about, just multiple rounds where individually they really step up, right? They really do step up. They've got some of these kills are just crazy. They got a lot of raw potential on this team, but for me, it just kind of falls apart in terms of the actual playing together and a lot of the retakes. And I think this is the best example of it. I think this is the round.
Too dire.
Right. Now Life tries to punish Mako.
And here it is.
Okay, yeah, so this kill goes in, and so they decide to exec over towards the site. Alright, 1v4. That's a one-on-one, that's fine, that's just a normal trade. It's now 1v3. Okay, let's keep an eye on how they play this. Obviously, Buzz played this incredibly well, but I just wanted to, it's like a good round here of just how it could be played a little bit better, how they're all just very kind of individual. Buzz is very good at expecting this, like some real heads up play, very, very smart from him.
YH running back as
But
well.
this, the spacing on this, they're just instant. As soon as he's been spotted, they're just instantly one by one, and they kind of hand it to him.
Pushing forwards.
He does great though. He does so good. Yeah, I mean the best clutch so far for me, for sure. Big 1v4 from him. Massive round. They kind of just destroyed them in my opinion. But it was also a very good example of these things that I was saying where they're just not together. It is individual, and a lot of times they just rush these rounds. They really do. This was pretty cool. This was DRX trying to spam over towards B again with the Harbor ult. And this is Attacking Soul doing a bit of research and actually stacking it with 4 people. So I like to just try and highlight that honestly they did have some good anti. They were pretty good at just stacking and overwhelming sites sometimes, but in terms of their actual comp on defense, it's very hard to get a lot of rounds. They don't have a pure sentinel, and like I say on this map, there's 4 choke points, so a lot of the time you're gonna be split up 1, 1, 1, 1, and then you can have a 2 somewhere, right? Someone can hold one of these choke points with you. But when you can kind of stack like this and you take a gamble, you actually have a good chance of winning the rounds. And I thought this was just a good example of that. And kind of why I don't like comps that pretty much don't have Killjoy. Okay, we go over towards the next half. And this was just the difference. They get a good plant down. I'm going to just pause it here. They get a good plant down. We have a rifle, and a sheriff. DRX would leave these 2 to die, and they would play heavy after plant and just spam. But the difference is with Attacking Soul is they actually just decide to fight this a little too heavy.
Cuts that one forwards. Where's the rest of the help? It's a team flash, but yeah, okay. The fire is returned. RB's quick.
Even with the team flash, DRX pretty clean on this one. They just wanted to fight in front of this wall. And yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like the normal Pearl that we're used to seeing where you get the plant down and you're feeling, even if it's a 2v4, you feel like they're going to win. So yeah, a little bit disappointed in some of these rounds. But definitely some stuff to learn from, it feels like. This was just another good example of Attacking Soul, and they were relatively one-dimensional, and it felt like once they had a plan, they didn't know how to pivot. So they obviously did the ult, and they want to plant within this line, because this is in the ult, and you know if you get the plant down, it's very easy to win the after plant. But as soon as they struggle, and obviously DRX do great with the util to stop them from planting, Buzz with the hero players, they don't really know what to do. They don't feel like they can go here and actually do a safe plant. They still just really are so heavy focused in just trying to get a good plant in the Viper ult, where I feel like they needed to go a step further. Stacks hits an insane shot, but this was just them kind of tunnel vision, just thinking, we have to get a plant in this ult, we're going to win the after plant. But they end up just losing the Viper, and then it all crumbles. So yeah, another round where it's just like, I don't know, I think they could really benefit from just focusing on some mid-rounding and just actually pivoting their ideas. I think both of the Chinese teams could really benefit from that. This was just individual prowess again from Foxy. Just incredibly fast shot. Really fast shot from him. I was just impressed with everyone from DRX. They all performed on this map. Everyone was looking good, and just a lot more convincing from them. I think Fracture, they still look pretty convincing. It was just Attacking Soul looked a bit better on the map, and it was also just Mako was like bailing them out an insane amount. Yeah, this was a good round from Foxy, and just nice to see the whole team just looking really strong. A lot of nice shots, and just pure aggression, pure confidence. And yeah, nearly gets this second one.
Set up again for the ace, with the shorty out denied there, spamming through. It looks like it is finished. It looks like it's
okay, managed to finish it with the shorty. And yeah, it was just a strong game from DRX. And like I said, Attacking Soul, impressive. I thought it was very good from them. I just wanted to see a little bit more mid-rounding and just some patience in some of their rounds. Definitely want to shout out RB. like I said, he had 5 ults in the attack. Like, that's one of the most ults I've ever seen, pretty much in a half itself. So yeah, we were counting them down. I think it was 5. There's a chance it's 4, but I'm pretty sure it's 5. I definitely remember just being like, damn, this is kind of outrageously high. All right, chat, if you liked all of this content, let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next summary.